Hey, All Mission Church, this is Andrew at the Reach Company. In this video, we're going to give an overview of the events area, and we're going to look at what it takes to add a new event. So when we come to your events page, you see the upcoming, and then this is always an important area to have on your events page um, this weekend, so people can find you. This needs to be everywhere on the site. And then the events area is right here. This pulls the events from the back end and lists them here. All of this is populated based on the information that you put in when you're adding the event, and you'll see in a moment we'll add another test event so you see how it works, and it'll show up right here. Let's look at the Learn More to look at the Love Atlanta event. All of the stuff on here is populated based on what you put in on the back end, so you shouldn't have to touch anything here. If for whatever reason you do want to play with the layout a little bit, I know you guys already like this layout, so I can do it for you if you want to tweak something. But you can also hover over Page Builder and click Single Event, and it'll bring up the Page Builder for you to tweak stuff here. A lot of this has what's called short codes, so you might not want to mess with it. But if you have someone on your team that's confident in playing around with WordPress, by all means, they can. I want to add a new event, and so, oh, my bad. If you wanted to edit dates and times on this, all you have to do is go to Edit Event, and you'll see the spaces to do that. And it'll make even more sense after we add a new event here in a second. So we hover over New, click Event, and this brings up the back end for us to add a new event. And so I'm going to title this Fun Event at OMC. And here is where you put stuff. I don't know why I'm in all caps. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Here's where you put stuff about the event. And you'll see where that shows up momentarily. And the way we're going to do this is I'm going to go down this first column right here all the way. And then we're going to start back at the top and go down this column as well so we can see what we're doing. So the events calendar, we're going to select dates. I want this to be February 4th at 10 a.m. and I want to end at 11 a.m. So an hour-long event. Obviously, you can select multiple days for the event as well. We can do that. Alternatively, you can make this an all-day event, which just gives you the start and end dates. Location, you can create a place right here. So create or find a venue. I am going to name it My Place and create it. And this brings up the pertinent information for the event. So for the sake of you seeing how this works, we can add an old address. We're in the United States. Georgia, 30126 for Mableton. You can add a phone or a website for this place as well. We want to show the Google Map and the Google Maps link. If you have an organizer, for example, you guys have Love Beyond Walls, you could add Terrence Lester or somebody like that as the organizer for the event. And you can also put lovebeyondwalls.org as the URL for the event. You guys don't have any ticketing or anything like that set up for this, although we can do that later on if you'd like. SEO, again, as we discussed when editing the page, you can add an event title for this, so we can just call it Fun Event, and then you can type in here your event description. That way when it gets shared on social media or if somebody sees it on Google, this is what they see. And we don't have to worry about anything else down here. Up at the top, all this is stuff similar that we've covered in other tutorials. What's new here is the event categories. I have two right now. church-wide, and students. I have students because we have an event. We have events laid out on their page as well. So if there are events that are just specific to students, like if they have a retreat or some fun night that they're having, they can click students, and it only shows up on the students page. Church-wide shows up on the church events page that we were looking at just a moment ago. You shouldn't have to mess with cache options or event options, really. And the last is the featured image. This is the image that shows just like the Love Atlanta picture does as well. And so I'm going to select this picture. I like this picture. Set the featured image. And then after we have all our event information in place, I'm going to click Publish. And from here, I can click on View Event and see what comes up. And as you can see, everything is already posted as it should be. Here's where you put stuff about the event. That's the event information. And all of this is populated already. And if we go back to events, it should be right there, and it is right below it. Now, at times, I've mentioned WP Rocket a few times in the tutorials. Sometimes there are caching errors when you publish new content, and so if that's the case, if you click Clear Cache, it should clear any of those errors right up with none of it displaying. And so that is an overview of the events page, an overview of how everything's populated dynamically, and an overview of how to actually add your own event.